for your Beverly Panthers.
Beverly coming off a nice game against Marblehead. They did a good job defensively, full court press and everything. And Potter getting them off on the right foot with a 3.
Good pass inside, offensive rebound. Ball is in the hands of Potter now. She has an opportunity. No foul called, missed layup, and back go the Tanners the other way. So 8-0 so far for the Tanners. Their varsity as well, who we'll be seeing a little bit later, 7-2. So a good basketball program in Peabody. It's 34 where the drop step puts it in.
Tanners getting on track there right away on the second possession after the turnover.
Great job by the Tanners responding to that early bucket by Beverly.
Potter again.
That pull-up missed air ball. Looks like just straight man-to-man defense so far.
I like the confidence from Potter to pull up from 3 early on in the game. It shows that she's ready to play.
Yeah, I like to see that from Molly as things gone on. I feel like she's been more and more aggressive and more willing to just take the shots, and she has to because she's probably the most gifted scorer right now on this Beverly JV's team.
That's going the other way. Beverly, good defense there. Might have got away with travel, but Beverly gets the ball anyway.
Panthers not going to the press like they did the last game against Marblehead so far. Interesting to see if they'll keep that up or if they'll change back and forth sometimes. Be interesting to see.
Potter again fires away, rattles in and out.
But there's Molly Durain to get the rebound and force the foul. So now she'll go to the line.
Nice job on the glass there, and she's going to get rewarded for it with a couple of free throws.
And with the new rules, they're trying to keep players out of the lane during the free throws. First one goes in for Durain, 3-2 so far. As you mentioned, 8-0 record for Peabody, as 4 players are entered into the lane now for the potential rebound opportunity. Back iron, but gets her own rebound.
Nice job by Molly. Nearly cleaned it up, and somebody got it on the other end. I believe that might have been Maddie Carter.
Maddie Carter was the offensive recipient of those 2 points. 5-2 early here.
Great shot by the Panthers so far, Cody. They've been controlling the offensive glass.
There's a foul.
I actually will say right now, it looks like the Panthers do at least have a little bit of size on the Tanners, other than this one tall girl here shooting for the Tanners, but they got Molly Durain and Maddie Carter out there, so a little bit bigger actually than the Tanners. Let's see if they can use that to great effect.
Up and in, nothing but net.
That foul was on Molly. She's had problems with foul trouble so far this season, and early foul here in the first. She really does play aggressive down there.
Looks like that size didn't matter as the offensive rebound for the Tanners. Up, another miss. But there's Duran to corral it in, up to Potter. Both Mollies playing well so far. Good cross, a 3-point ball.
No.
Good offensive rebound.
But it's stolen away. Oh, and she runs all the way back.
And that is Campbell, Emma Campbell doing a good bit of hustle there.
That's a great job by Emma Campbell. She didn't, hang her head or anything after losing the ball, kept her head up and rushed all the way back to poke that ball out. So a great recovery.
Those are the kinds of things that varsity coaches are looking for when they're looking for players to call up to the big team. It's one of those things, hustle, heart, really goes a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing that's interesting, especially with these levels, varsity and JV, most times looks like a carry by Emma Campbell. A lot of their offensive and defensive strategies stay the same, and we've already seen a couple 3-pointers be launched. And doing some research, we have 3 players for Beverly in the top 10 in the NEC for 3-pointers made on the varsity side. So that 3-point launching philosophy looks like it's in both levels here.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And that's just the way that the way things have seemed for the girls, for the Panthers team. They haven't always had a lot of size. They don't usually, especially at the varsity level. Sophia Hemsey's been the biggest girl, and she's outmatched usually in every game as far as size-wise, so they have to shoot.
Stop in the lane. There's Duran picking it up again. That's a couple offensive rebounds for Molly Duran and a few points to her night.
Nice.
Molly has been dominant so far, really good at boxing out on the offensive glass. Can't say anything better about it.
Oh, good pick and roll, and Campbell's going to get called for a foul, it seems, as she tried to step in. A lot of pick and roll action for this Tanner's team. Just fundamental basketball, just easy stuff.
Second team foul on the Panthers. First on Campbell.
Jumping in and a couple substitutions. It looks like a platoon shift for the Tanners and a few new entries. Emma Fitzgerald and Sam Sprisler are going to come in for the Panthers.
Got Killiam and Campbell both taking a seat. He uses the glass that time, but they all count the same.
Hey, it goes in, it goes in. Tim Duncan made a career off it, so he was pretty good if you ask me. Potter now with the ball. We're going to see her a lot today. And turnover in the lane.
Good aggressive take by Emma, but Tanner's doing a good job of getting their hands in the way on some of these lane drives, passing, everything like that.
Travel call, but just an unfortunate good cut there, but just cut right into one of her teammates. And I've been, so far, the first 4 minutes or so in this game, good offense by the Tanners. Just a lot of screens, a lot of cutting, a lot of just reading the defense and taking what they give you.
Yeah, they definitely have some things drawn up, and they move well without the ball.
Good post hook there.
Molly, another bucket.
Great use of the post hook there. Really had the defender off balance.
And I used a little drops out hookup, got the defender where she wanted her.
Yeah, I got Molly Duran at 5 points already. 2 buckets and 1 free throw.
And another trip to the free throw line. A few fouls for the Panthers so far in just the first half of this first quarter.
Yeah, that is the third team foul. That one on Sprisler.
There it is, and the Beverly lead cut to just 3 now as out comes Molly Potter, in comes number 21, Emma Campbell.
I feel like it's been the same girl at the line like all the times for the Tanners.
Yeah, 1 to 2, 34 and 44 have taken a few foul shots so far, and she'll miss that one.
I think that was Carter who came up with the rebound. It was.
There's Campbell. That's another short three-pointer by the...
Ball hits the ground. Let him fight that time, actually. Sprisler has it.
Trying to get down inside to Fitzgerald. Mishandle there, but into the hands of Campbell. She'll turn the corner. Try to get a screen from Duran. Put it up. No good, and a rebound by the Tanners. So good defense there. To a longer possession than we've seen so far, and just a defensive breakdown.
Yeah, and the Tanners catch Beverly napping a little bit on defense. I don't know, they just didn't get back in time, or nobody looked and saw her down there, but that was definitely a breakdown.
I think that was just really good fast break offense by the Tanners. They realized that Beverly was playing a bit more up front in the court and saw that down low was more open.
Looks like off a foot, so it's going to stay Beverly ball. Yeah, I mean, just the fundamentals of fast break offense and defense. First man on both sides, go to the paint. If your offense, you attack that paint. If your defense, that's what you want to protect the most. And Beverly didn't get back in time, and they picked the man instead of going to a zone or to a spot on the floor, and they're going to turn it over.
Yeah, and then a misfire there on the pass inbound, so Tanners will get the ball. I'll be interesting to see, you know, how fast they played that last possession. I wonder if Peabody does want to play this at a faster pace. It'll be interesting to see if they'll do that. I mean, they're certainly good. They come in here at 8-0. I feel like a lot of times those really good teams are sometimes can play at a faster pace than a lot of their opponents. So
that's around the perimeter. Good down screen. Tanner's moving the ball very well. Again, a lot of passing, a lot of cutting, a lot of picks. Another pick and roll. And there's a block.
Nice block. I think it might have been Campbell.
I got Maddie Carter with number 32 who
Oh,
blocked.
no, you're right. Campbell came up with it, but it was Maddie Carter on the block.
Right.
Great block by Carter.
And a foul on the break will get a sidelines out of bounds play here for the Panthers. See what they draw up. Probably just trying to get it in. Yeah, box double screen. Durant with the fake. And this is another short one by Campbell. A lot of hustle.
I think she might have thought about that one a little bit too much. That can happen to you when it's so wide open.
Right.
You get the ball and you're just like, oh man, this is so easy.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just overthink it, and I think she, kind of alligator armed it a little bit. Pulled the string,
And that's a good move. Another one of those drop step hooks that we've seen by both sides do a couple times. And now Peabody takes the lead as Beverly hasn't scored in a little bit. They've been stuck at 9.
Yeah, I have the Tanners right now, unofficially, but I think they're on like a 5 or 6-0 run right now. So Panthers came out good at first, but the offense has really stalled out. Now they have another turnover.
Another turnover, and that's the thing. They got to the foul line early, and then since then they haven't found any offense. Oh, good up and under move.
Wow, what a move. That was nicely done. And the Tanner offensive onslaught continues, and I think Kevin has seen enough, and he's going to call a timeout.
And that'll be a timeout. So far, JJ, what have you seen from this Tanner squad?
Well, the Tanners are really owning the inside of the paint. Like, they've had a great ability to just get the ball down there and get these nice post hook shots and stuff. And it really is tough because Beverly was seeming like they were going to have control of the paint early on. They had a lot of bodies down there and they were really doing a good job on the offensive glass. But the Tanners have really stepped it up and they're kind of copying what Beverly was doing early on in the game. And that's why they've been able to, get back in the lead here.
Don, what have you seen from the Panthers offense that has had them sputtering over the last couple minutes or so?
Turnovers are probably the biggest thing. That's the big thing. They've moved the ball well, actually, even in their struggles, but they've just missed some open shots, and then they've had some girls just have the ball poked away. But they were doing really good originally. Potter taking her long threes, all like that. Molly was out of the game. Let's see if she'll come back in. But also getting the ball into Durain and having her work in the post. So we'll look and see if they try and do that again. Right now, Potter's back on the floor.
Potter's back on the floor as well.
Durain is not, though. Durain has taken a seat for now.
Ashlyn Lorden is in. Number 13, Katia Turner's in. Kelly Woodbury as well.
So this is going to be a very Molly-centric offense right now, Potter. I would guess. Yep, there it is.
Potter for 3, and she finds the bottom of the net.
Third time's the charm for Potter. Missed the first couple, and then she drains that one.
So minute 15 left in this first quarter. Tied at 12. Good jump shot on the short corner.
Yeah, on the other end, Tanner's answer right back. Their offense is real crisp right now.
Right.
And it's all about passing. That's what's really made it so easy for the Tanners is they've been making clear, crisp passes, and they're not turning the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a 3-point ball from Katia Turner.
Yeah, not going to go in.
And as you mentioned, normally size, but
not now.
Not right now. They're going with a small ball, and looks like Lorden's the tallest on the floor. And another defensive breakdown is you had a Tanner right on that right block.
Yeah, Tanners are starting to get their pace, I think, going that they want to play on offense.
And they're also realizing
that's the travel, yeah.
Tanners are also starting to realize the height advantage that they do have. They've got 2 really tall girls on the inside, and they're taking advantage of it at every possible opportunity right now, getting it down into the post and letting them go to work.
Mm-hmm. Well, they'll counter that now, at least, with getting Campbell back in the game.
Campbell so far, a good defensive stance, a lot of energy from her, and she's playing it really well. That was great help defense there, knowing her man was on the outside, but sagging into the paint, knowing they love to do those pick and rolls. That's a smart play.
Yeah, absolutely. It was well done, and that's the first time that they've had a Tanner unsuccessful possession in quite a bit of game time.
Clock winding down, only a few seconds to shoot. Potter's going to put it up. Air ball, 3 seconds.
Hey, somebody got a hand on that, I believe. And then she'll throw up a prayer from far away, and that ends the first quarter.
Yeah, 16-12 so far. 8-0 Peabody versus 6-4 Beverly. And looks like we're going to get right back into it in just a minute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you know, Potter, the two Mollies doing most of the scoring. Potter has 5, Durain has 5 as well. Right after that is Maddie Carter with 2. And, you know, the offense really struggled when Potter had to take a seat for a little bit. They had some success pounding the ball in with Durain as well. Tanner seemed to have smartened up a little bit. They were getting their hands in the passing lanes, forcing a lot of turnovers, and getting girls that you probably don't really want on the outside handling the ball, making them handle the ball a lot.
Yeah, good defensive. I think the game shifted a little bit once Beverly stopped getting to the free throw line. JJ, they got to the free throw line 3 or 4 times in the first 2 minutes. Potter and Duran got a couple free throw shots. Then they just seemed more perimeter-centric instead of going back inside. What did you see there?
Well, I think it's just a matter of the fact that perhaps Beverly is trying to compensate for a bit of the size difference that they've got going on here. But honestly, they were doing a really good job of controlling the offensive glass early on. I don't know why they strayed away from it and they tried to, you know, get a little bit too pretty with some of these three-pointers. Honestly, I would look, if I were the Panthers, to kind of, you know, work it outside and then try to open up some space down low so you can get some more buckets, you know, in the paint.
I think they had a little stretch, like 3 or 4 possessions in a row where they had some turnovers, and I think, you know, when these things happen on the floor, you're not thinking quite as logically about it. You're just thinking about what just didn't work a second ago. I think that's why they got away from it a little bit. I agree with you. They need to go back to it, though.
Yeah. And then you see that those 4-point difference. Those are the 2 fast break opportunities where they left the man wide open down low. So if they cover that a little bit more attentively, then this is probably a tie game, if not just only a 2-point lead. But we're back here. Looks like Duran, Potter in the game right now. Duran checks back in.
Lineup more resembling to what we saw at the start of this game. So let's see if Beverly can work some of that early magic emulate some of that early magic and get a better start here in the second quarter.
Potter shading her man left.
Great job by Campbell. That was great defense.
Yeah, and that's so far. We've seen her in the passing lanes, couple tips. She turned the ball over, then hustled right back down and stopped the possession from going to a layup. So she's been all over the place.
Yeah, she's done a real good job on defense.
Emma Campbell now trying her luck on offense. Gonna leave it up, 3-point ball for Killiam. No good, but there's Campbell again, another hustle play, and that's how you generate these opportunities, just hustling.
Yeah. I really like what Campbell's doing right now. She doesn't have the points thing going, but she's done just about everything else you need to do. Defense, rebounds, everything. And a great job, you know, penetrating there on her dribble and then kicking it out to Killiam. And now she's on the board with some points.
Now she's on the board with points. She missed a free jump shot from right there earlier, so it goes into your theory that she probably was just thinking about it a little bit too much.
Yeah, sometimes those wide open ones, man.
It's tough.
They make you overthink it.
Offensive rebound.
I think that was Carter.
Yep, Carter with it. Scrambling now.
Gets it back.
Killiam back to Campbell. Swing over to Potter. Good cut by Duran. Tipped. Staying here with the Panthers. 16 on the shot clock. So they have some time to calm it down. Don't have to rush a shot right now.
I'm seeing Beverly starting to go back to that idea of trying to get it down low. I mean, they're faking and making it look like they're going to try and pull up from deep, but then they're starting to move the ball down low. That's what they were having success with early.
Nice take by Potter. I like seeing that. Nice aggressive take. Couldn't finish it off, but out of bounds. I believe that's Tanner ball. Yep. It is.
Off Potter's head.
I like what I saw on the offensive possession there. Great job by Campbell to penetrate, to kick it out to Killiam. Good job on the boards. And I like, you know, Molly can shoot, but I like when Potter's aggressive, trying to take the ball to the lane as well.
No points so far for the Tanners in a couple possessions. See if Beverly can keep that up. Pass around the perimeter. Good job. Good patience. 3-point ball up.
Uh-oh.
It looks like it was a 2-pointer, but close. And there is some points for Peabody.
Again, the movement without the ball was pretty.
Campbell high arcing 3. There's Carter with the offensive rebound. Campbell in on it. Duran and jump ball. White ball.
Yeah, Panther ball. Panthers continue doing a decent job, though, down low. And now, is that Carter who is checking out? I know Sprisler's checking back in.
Yes, Carter's out.
Yep.
But she had a good offensive rebound in that possession, a couple good defensive possessions so far. We've liked what we've seen from her. Up to Potter. Campbell, they've been liking that dribble handoff. Good crossover in the lane. One extra pass. 3 ball up. no good.
Ah, man, the Panthers, they're getting some open looks. There's not knocking them down, but
And
they're being a lot more aggressive taking the ball into the lane, and I really do like that.
ball movement's been a lot better in this second quarter to begin it. Defensive effort, though, on that possession wasn't quite there as the Tanners get an easy floater in the lane to go.
I feel like they keep catching the Panthers flat-footed on defense.
Yeah, I think the screens are really helping, it seems like, and that's a good crossover by Campbell. She got a couple of those. The change of direction for her has really been getting her into the lane, and that gives her opportunity to put a layup up, or dump it off to a big man down low, or kick it out to the three, which she's done in the last couple possessions. Yeah, but I think the Panthers just getting caught on those screens. I don't think they're not exactly going over or under. They're kind of just staying into them and getting stuck.
Yeah, the help's not coming fast enough, too, when anybody penetrates or anything like that either.
Oh, good curl, but just in and out.
Wow, I can't believe that didn't go in. It was a good look.
Better job by the Panthers to pick up the men in transition. Jump shot using the height, and Potter is going to get in there and get a scrappy rebound, and she's going to push the break.
Dangerous pass. And she tried to save it, but she couldn't. Molly did a good job getting the rebound there, but just a little dangerous on that pass.
I'm just seeing right now, Cody, the Tanners just look like they really want it more than Beverly does just at this particular instance. They're, making those extra steps to try and pick off passes, and they're, making those extra moves to give themselves open shots and those extra passes.
Yeah, they're definitely a well-tuned offense, too. I mean, the screens, the movement without the ball, they're doing a great job.
Yeah, and like you said, we can tell by the 8-0 record as that's another three-point ball.
Nice.
That one's going to go in. That is Sprisler who gets on the board with a three-point shot, and the three-point barrage is continuing for the Panthers. But 8-0 record for Peabody right now, 7-2 in the varsity levels. It's obviously a very well-coached program from top to bottom.
Oh, yeah. You can tell. It shows.
Miscommunication, end up getting the ball back to the Tanners. Go right at, looks like Sprisler, I believe, and she'll pick up the foul. As 34 goes to the line yet again.
Seems like she's made an office of that today.
Yeah,
she really has.
Yeah, the little drop, the spins, the cross the key scoring. She's been all over this game offensively.
Nice.
2016 here, Beverly is down by 4.
Yeah, that was Sprisler's second foul, but I'm glad Sprisler was able to get back, get in position, and actually commit that foul, or else it would have been a real easy bucket. Yeah. That's what you call a good foul.
Yeah. Got to get to the hard way.
Yep. Yeah, make them earn it.
And they'll split the line.
Yeah, just one instead.
High pick. Potter rejects it. Another one of those crossovers into the corner. Oh, and good move by Duran. Flips it up and gets a good roll from on the rim.
That's Duran's first point since probably early in that first quarter. I'd like to see her getting involved again, too.
And the one thing about Duran so far, she's been decisive. She gets the ball, she knows where she's going to go with it. She got that ball, just quick turn right to the basket. You like to see that, especially at the JV level.
And she gets a steal.
Look at that. Active hands. Good defense turns into quick offense, and Potter will draw the foul.
Looks like she came down a little hard there.
Yeah, she did.
I like what Beverly did on that last offensive possession, though, Cody. They really were able to spread the floor, and that opened up the middle, and it made for an easy basket.
Yeah, right there, just on transition, just attack the basket. You had the trailer. But that's what they say. Good defense turns into easy offense, and Potter is a good shooter. I assume good in the free throw line. Showed him made a couple so far tonight.
I like the aggressive take by Molly, too. She didn't even have numbers or anything, but instead of, sort of waiting and maybe trying to set the offense, she just decided, I'm still going to go right at him, and draws the foul.
Yeah, I'll either get a layup or a foul, and she's at 8 points right now. This one will make it 9 if she hits it.
She drains them both.
And they say the commentator curses a thing. I say not.
Well, that's why I knocked on wood, Mr. Shalford.
We're having fun here. Cody Shalafu, JJ Sylvia, Dom Lorenzano giving you tonight's game. Stay tuned for the varsity game between these two teams coming up around 6 o'clock. We'll have that one for everyone as well. But having fun here. Another foul going to get the Tanners to the free throw line yet again.
And by the way, you know, the thing with Potter is she's only a freshman.
Yeah. I mean, that's she obviously probably one of the best players. Her and Durain so far have been my two top, and then Campbell as well with her defensive.
Yep.
You know, those are they all have good qualities, and especially as a coach looking and saying these are some qualities I like from players. That's something you can teach everybody, and they're doing a really good job.
I know she's only at the JV level right now, but I expect her to actually have a big role in the on the varsity team next year.
Oh yeah,
because they're losing quite a few people, seniors, some of their big players.
Talking about the varsity team, they are a very young group right now. I was taking a look at, you know, just the roster overall. They have 7 sophomores, and that's more than they have in total upperclassmen, which is really, it's a young program. And
it is.
Turner quick fire, no good. And that's going to be another foul. That makes it 6 on Beverly so far, 4 on Peabody.
And that is Carter again. That's her second.
That's front rim. No bonus so far for Beverly, but close. They're approaching that 7 mark. And then once they hit 10, that's the double bonus, which being automatic 2 free throws that are the 1-and-1s. And 0 for 2 at the free throw line, so another one of those good fouls, like you were saying.
You got to make them earn it. Show that they can.
Turner thought about it, swings it back over to Campbell. Kinley puts it on the floor, nowhere to go. Good defense. Still in that man-to-man defense. The Tanners, a suffocating man-to-man. 7 seconds left in the shot clock.
Tanners are stacking the paint right now.
Yeah. Someone's got to take it.
Carter rims in and out.
Ah, that was a good look.
Everyone thought the play was dead, but an offensive rebound. And
that hit the rim, people. You get a new shot clock.
Oh, good block there by Carter. That's
man, what a nice block by Carter. Clean, no foul even, too.
That's her second or third so far that I've seen. Out of bounds, and they're going to give it back to the Tanners, so opportunity to reset their defense. They're giving up a little bit of height. That starting lineup looked like Beverly had the advantage, but once they go to their bench, that's when a lot of that height goes away.
Yep. Yeah, right now you have Durain on the bench. So just one of the big people down there. And you do have Carter and Campbell on the floor, but Molly dominates the post pretty well.
Three minutes left to go. 2-point lead for Peabody. Here's Campbell with Potter out, is going to take over the ball facilitator duties. And one of those dribble handoff possessions again, a play they like to run. We've seen a couple times already. 10 seconds left in the shot clock.
Yeah, they're getting no good looks right now. Got to get
defense.
it. You're going to have to just put something up now.
Turner looks like it was tipped. And that's going to go a block to Peabody. And that is enough. Potter's coming back in.
Yep.
Potter couldn't wait any longer. She couldn't have gotten back on the floor fast enough.
Yeah.
And Durain's also in as well.
Yeah, I was going to say both Molly's back in the game. Just a 2-point game.
Some good talking on the defense for Beverly. A lot of help, and moving players around verbally.
They weren't doing that earlier. I'm glad that I'm starting hearing that now.
And that's the first time I remember hearing it. And Durain ends up with a loose ball. Going to give it to Campbell. Streaking is Carter. They don't find her. They do eventually, curling around on that short corner. Durain puts it up, and that's going to be a foul. So another good play by Molly Durain.
Panthers really starting to match the tempo and the energy the Tanners were doing. And for as great as Peabody was doing at the end of the first quarter, they have not really carried over quite as much here. What do they got? They got 6 points here in the second quarter.
Yeah. 6.6 fouls, and that one's going to rim out. Durain trying to go for her 6th point here. And that one's off. So a couple possessions back and forth. Both teams go 0 from the free throw line. And that, come in another 2 quarters, we could be looking at that and saying that those free throw discrepancies. That's a foul by Campbell there. She just braced for impact.
I think she ended up moving her feet, so that's why she didn't get the charge. I think if she had just stuck it, and I mean it's so much easier to say from up here, but if she just sticks her feet, plants, she's gonna get the charge. But she flinched a little bit.
Yeah. So in the bonus now.
Let's see if Beverly can catch on to that later on in the game, I should say, and see if they use it to their advantage, start to learn how to plant their feet earlier on and draw more charges.
It's tough. I mean, when I used to play basketball, I drew a lot of charges, and it was tough. It's a tough thing to master because you don't want to get hit. And sometimes, I mean, maybe because I played football as well, I was okay with it.
That probably helped you.
It helps a little bit as there's a jump shot off the mark. It is tough.
Your natural instinct is going to be to move out of the way.
Yeah, I mean,
all it takes is one little shuffle of your feet, and then it's no longer going to be a charge anymore. You move.
Exactly. But then if you master that, you see like in the NBA, Kyle Lowry, how well that he's mastered that skill. And it's a valuable skill. You gain possessions there.
Yeah, and Cody, you say this all the time when you and I broadcast basketball together. The charge can be a huge momentum shifter.
Oh, the biggest momentum shift in a game is a charge. I've always said, that's miscommunication between the two Mollies, and now Tanners are on the break. Hands up, good defense there. Under a minute now, and Beverly's going to draw a foul there.
What do you mean as far as, like firing up your whole team? Because it's a great team play.
It's a great team play, and it can change how another player reacts, too. Because if you're a guy, and it looks like Beverly's entered the bonus as well with their 7th, so this will be a 1-on-1. But if you're a guard that loves slashing, you're a slashing guard, and you run into the paint and you draw a foul in that first quarter off a charge, that's going to be in your mind. You're not. That means you just took away your ability to slash because now you're thinking about that every time. And if that's your best skill, forces you to be a jump shooter, and that can change a lot of things. And it's just it gets the crowd going, it's the team going. You sacrifice yourself for the better of the team.
Yeah.
I think it's the biggest momentum when it works in a big moment. It's the biggest momentum shift in basketball. And that's a 3-point ball and an air ball. And a push, so now Beverly's going to go back to the free throw line.
That's we talk about smart fouls.
Yes,
that's a dumb foul.
You
right
do
there.
not.
That's a bad foul, especially when your opponent's in the bonus.
Exactly.
That's a bad foul.
But those are just the learning curve of
they happen at every level too.
Every level, it's not but it definitely you don't want to foul 90 feet from the basket, especially like you said in the bonus. And so far, the bonus hasn't killed the Tanners, but that was a good offensive rebound by Carter off the glass and in. Number 15, Kelly Woodbury. And she is on the board now in the scorer's column.
Woodbury's been left open a couple times tonight, and this opportunity, she puts it right in.
Yeah, she made it count.
And there's a travel. So far, Beverly has taken over these last 2 minutes.
Yeah, the Tanners are really misfiring a lot on offense. Some of it, they've just missed some shots, but some of it just some miscommunications. They look a little more out of sync now on offense.
Shot clock is off. Beverly has the rest of these 15 or so seconds.
If I'm Potter, this ball doesn't leave my hands.
No.
I agree.
Until I shoot it.
Spin in the lane, puts it up, circus shot, and that's in.
There it is.
Awesome.
The clock will run. End of the first half. Molly Potter enters double digits with that one. Great play, circus shot. ESPN type stuff. Tie game now. So we saw that second quarter was a whole different story. It looks like the beginning of the first quarter, Beverly takes a little bit of a lead. Tanners come back. They get themselves a 6 or so point lead. Now it's a tie game. Tanners, the beginning of the quarter, were continuing their thing, and then they came to that 6 or 7 minute mark, and it was all Panthers basically from there on out.
Yeah, pretty much. It was pretty much all Panthers. I mean, the Tanners only got 8 points in that second quarter after going on a real great run at the end of the first. The score was like 16-12, I believe, when they went into that, and a great answer at the end right before we go into the second half. I have a hard time calling them halves anymore because we don't have a true halftime. But that was a great move, and we called it. At Molly,
Yeah.
don't let that ball leave your hand unless you're the one who's shooting it. And it's a great play to get this game tied now going into halftime.
You have to think about it. The only reason Molly gets that shot is because of the great defense that Beverly's been playing over, especially over those last few possessions. And it comes back to what we were talking about, the communication. Communication is key in basketball when you're playing defense. If you're not talking out there and you're playing as individual people instead of one unit, you're going to give up a bunch of baskets every single time.
No, I agree, especially with how many pick and rolls it looks like the Tanners were running. And I didn't hear anything until I mentioned it in that halfway through that second quarter. And especially when you're picking all this time and you have to, under to your left, to your right, as a defensive player, you want your, the help and stuff like that. We saw that a lot more in that second half. If I'm Beverly, I would love to continue that, because even then, just talking and just letting people know, like, that is huge. That makes or breaks defensive. You can play it as well as you want, but if you're not communicating, there's a difference there. So good job there so far. Scoring leaders for the Panthers, Potter has 11 points, 5 for Durain, and then a few from some other standouts. Carter and Campbell have been really good on the defensive end. Carter with a few blocks and Campbell with a few steals. They have 2 points and 1 point respectively.
Yeah. I really like what Maddie does on the board. She's grabbing some great rebounds, and I like what Campbell's doing all the way around. She's played great defense, grabbed some rebounds. And even though she hasn't done a ton scoring-wise, I've actually seen, especially when Molly was out of the game, she would be the one who'd be aggressive enough to at least take the ball to the lane, get the defense to collapse, and then find somebody else again on the outside. She at least has gotten the offense moving, even if she's not the one who's taking all the shots.
Exactly, and we saw the defense of the Panthers pick up. Do you see anything different in the offense from the Tanners once that defense picked up?
Well, I feel like the Tanners are just staying true to what they think that they're able to do, which is using the height down in the post. I think if they want to win this game, they need to be able to finish off those post moves and make sure they're getting these baskets, because most of the time right now they're just getting to the line. So I think it comes down to being able to make your free throws and being able to make those tough shots underneath the basket.
Yeah, and I perfectly expect the Tanners to get things going. I do agree the Panthers, communication-wise, way better in that second quarter.
Yes.
But I think of the ebb and flows in a game, you just go cold a little bit. I think that's what happened to the Tanners a little bit. And a few miscues here and there, passes, or maybe they weren't on the same page, or they just missed a pass.
And also the free throws. We saw a lot of free throws. Both teams ended up getting into the bonus there. A lot of missed free throws on both ends. So this could be a completely different game with those free throws. So let's see another good drop step and right back to the free throw line as this second half is underway.
Yeah, and as we get further and further down the stretch here, this is where these free throws really matter. You can't leave points on the board,
Cody Shalafu here on play-by-play here, and our good friends Dom Laruzano and JJ Sylvia. And again, like I said, stay tuned for the second half of our doubleheader here on BevCam. As we got the varsity teams of both of these teams going up at around 6 o'clock, so don't want to miss that at all. JJ is going to pop on play-by-play for that one.
Going to be an exciting one.
It's just good to be back. I mean, we've had that we've had that break, and there's a good offensive rebound and putback, but Beverly and the NEC have gotten have been able to do sports for the majority of this year, and that's a good sign, because you see a whole lot of people Endicott and the CCC, they haven't had sports all year, and it's nice to see that Beverly and the conference found something that works and works well, and we have people playing sports again.
Yeah, absolutely, and a great job by Beverly as well, as they are one of only 4 gyms in this conference who's actually been able to allow fans to come in and see.
That as well.
Yeah.
And it's great for the seniors, for not just Beverly, but for all the other teams that are competing too, because if you think about it, I mean, I have friends who are seniors in high school right now who aren't even going to get a season.
Right.
And, it's not a good feeling. So the missed shot there, but it's not a good feeling. And the fact that they're going to be able to have these games and have these experiences and have these team building, opportunities, it's really important.
Yeah, it's tough because we've played sports and we've done that. I had my basketball career got cut short, and my senior year I couldn't play at all due to injury, and I know how that feels. There's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot of emotion that goes into it, especially good fast break offense out of the sidelines, out of bounds, and Woodbury slaps it out. But it's nice that these kids get to at least have a senior season. Whether if it's cut short, have to wear a mask you get to play basketball, you get to play football, or whatever sport you do play, and you dedicate a lot of time to it.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you
absolutely.
asked any former high school athlete if they would wear a mask if they had a chance to play another game, they'd probably say yes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And just so you know, everybody knows right now, just a little mix-up on the board. Peabody is actually the one ahead, 26-24 right now, for anybody who's watching at home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Peabody with the small lead so far, only those 2 points scored in this second half, third quarter. And Potter again getting harassed.
Yeah, by the way, they're coming out on Potter now.
Yeah, they're keying in on her.
Someone else has got to step up. Taya, nice. That was a good look.
Good look, just did not fall, and there's going to be a Tanner ball.
and I like the kick-out idea from the Panthers because what I'm noticing is whenever you see a Panther drive into the paint, there's multiple Tanners converging. So what the Panthers need to do on offense is take advantage of that and get their shooters out to open space to get some easy buckets.
Exactly, and I've seen Campbell been able to do that a few times, but yeah, I'd like to see them do it more consistently.
And here's Potter on the break. Not exactly numbers. Good transition defense by the Tanners.
Spressler again for a three.
And that's going to give Beverly the lead now.
That's her second three of this game.
She's done well. Another good screen offense. Good hands by Durain. But doesn't matter. 35 kicked it up and in. Lefty hook. I like that. Going to the fall away shoulder.
Tanner's doing a real good job now of getting points in the paint and attacking down low. That's not a good foul.
Yeah, offensive foul there. Durain threw her arms out a little bit. But we've seen in this game a lot of that post scoring. And if you look at the game of basketball in itself, a lot of it's come out to the perimeter. A lot of one-on-ones, a lot of isolation ball, a lot of three-pointers. We've seen a lot of three-pointers, especially from Beverly. They're playing more of a modern style. But the Tanners, pick and roll, post moves, a lot of hooks, drop sets. It looks like I'm watching a Jazz game from '98.
You're right. You're right. I'm trying to think about any real outside shots that Peabody has taken have gone in. I can't even think of like many at all.
And great passing by everybody. Good cuts, and that's the basketball I love watching. As another point for another couple points for 35. She's been on fire this second half. I think she might have all the points so far for Peabody in the second half.
A really great effort so far in this game by the Twin Towers, 35 and 34. They really have just been relentless on the offensive glass, getting rebounds and using their post moves and their size to their advantage. It's almost unfair for the Panthers defense.
Running a somewhat UCLA screen play there. They're getting the ball inside, just can't get the hands on it.
Yeah, when one of those big girls gets the ball on the outside a little bit more, I'd actually like to see Beverly's defense back off them a little bit. Because if they want to take an outside shot, let them take it all day.
And at that point, yeah, you've given X amount of points in the paint. Let them take that jump shot and prove they can make that one too.
Yep, they called it.
Yep. Travel there, and you've seen a couple of those, but so far, good footwork down low for the most part.
This is a big possession for the Panthers. They've been trailing by the slimmest of margins pretty much since the middle of the second quarter.
Yeah, they had that three-pointer.
A nice take by Potter.
Yeah, other than that three-pointer by Splitzer, that's all they have so far in the second half. 6 points for Peabody, already nearing their total from the second quarter.
Great job by Potter there, though, to go out, isolate, get that one-on-one, and then take her to the hoop.
I always like watching the free throw routines. Everyone has a different one. Everyone has a different one. Mine was a little unorthodox. You have, all these different players have different free throw routines. It's fun how you do the same thing, but everyone does it a completely different way.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
Oh, it definitely is. But what I'm curious about, both of you have called much more basketball than me. Have you ever seen any of those, grandfather-style free throws where they go from the underhand?
No, other than watching Florida, Canyon Barry, who was Rick Barry's son, who famously did that. He was the only person I've ever seen do that.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody else do it either.
As somebody who's not a full-time basketball player, I actually find that underhand is easier for me when it comes to free throws than it is to just go for the normal shot.
Splisher wide open for 3. No, yeah. I have to say, my Uncle Dave does that all the time in the backyard. He is a master at the underhand shot. That is his favorite. It's fun to watch every time. It's good transition and 1 basket for the Tanners, and that's going to put their lead up to 5.
Yeah, now 3:33 here to go in this third quarter, and this, might be, I don't know if it's the largest lead so far of the game, but it might be tied for what might have been the largest at a time. So actually, this is a bit of a critical point in the game for the Panthers, because for the first time we're seeing, at least the first time in a while, we're seeing the Tanners put a little bit of separation between them, and Beverly has to do something on offense to stay in this game.
That one's up and good, so 6 points now the lead for the Tanners. Like you said, it's been very close. Both of you guys mentioned it's been very close the entire game. This potentially is the largest lead of the game for either side.
Potter on a 3, no. Everybody's battling down there, and Tanners come up with it.
And ball's out. I think it's going to be a Tanners ball since... Beverly, has possession.
Great job there by Durain. She didn't give up on that at all, and that's the reason Beverly is going to have the ball, is she really hustled. It looked like the Tanners were going to have possession, but it looks like Durain just ripped it right out of 34's hands.
Yeah. It was a great job by Durain to just hit the floor and get that jump ball.
She's going to turn the corner. Good bounce pass, but Campbell wasn't watching.
Just a little miscommunication right there. Durain was looking for Campbell. Campbell was starting to run back towards, run back into the post, and wasn't ready for the pass.
And that was a good play by Durain. She caught the ball right at the 3-point line and just ripped right. And she, again, another quick decision by Durain, and then a good bounce pass. And like you said, just a miscommunication between her and Campbell. Oh, another one of those cross the paint screens that have been working so well in this second half in particular.
And right now the Tanners, whenever they want to get the ball down inside, they're doing it. Anytime they want to get the ball down there, they have.
Looks like they've moved down. It looked kind of like a 1-3-1, but I think they're still in man.
Yeah. Taya opted to take the 3, now driving against Potter.
No call.
Yeah, no call at all. Wow.
Bounce pass into Durain.
That might be a break for the Panthers a little bit.
And that was going to be hard off the glass by Lorden. 2:25 left. This one is still close, but starting to get away from Beverly a little bit with just the 10 minutes remaining in regulation.
Look at this. There it is again. They're lucky that they missed that shot.
Good block, but not that much hustle. As that's a long 2-pointer.
To let him take that all game, gone, man. Panthers have got to do a better job of boxing out.
And another wide open shot off the box out. Potter's trying, and just that's 3 or 4 offensive rebounds in that possession. The Tanners earned that trip to the line.
Yeah, I think Beverly got caught watching the ball a little bit too much sometimes on that one, instead of just finding who's there and trying to box out. I mean, you want to watch the ball, but you don't need to be watching the shot. You need to be thinking about, where do I need to be in position after this. They really didn't. They didn't box out a couple of times on that.
So 34 has probably been the best player on the court all game. She'll hit nothing but net there.
Molly Durain's going to take a seat for the first time in a while.
Yeah, Maddie Carter checks back in.
Carter's been really impressive down low, especially blocking shots and getting some rebounds.
Yeah. They probably need her on the floor right now, too, for that exact reason. Tanners make it count that time.
Yep, so now they're up by 10.
This is easily the largest lead.
So, JJ, we got 10-point game, 10 minutes in regulation, the next 2 of this quarter, and then 8 minutes in the fourth. Do you start changing up your offense a little bit, trying to get some points quickly, or do you just keep it going?
I think right now Beverly is rushing a lot of their shots, and I think they need to go back to, as that one misses, I think they need to go back to a more of, spread the ball around and kind of wait for the open shot and let the open shot come to them.
And
I
don't know, but I'm starting to see, I'm wondering if Potter's getting a little bit tired, because I'm seeing on some of her jump shots and stuff, I wonder if those legs are starting to, I don't know, just something I've noticed. She's coming up short now quite often. So.
Durain's about to check in soon, and that's a good shot, but a miss by Emma Fitzgerald.
Bounce is just not going the Panthers' way right now.
And another foul is another fast break. Lauren was slow to get back on that fast break.
I believe that one on Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Potter needs a second, and that's going to bring on Campbell as well.
It's tough.
And that, by the way, that's Maddie Carter's 4th foul. So something to watch now.
It's tough to imagine how hard it must be for some of these athletes to breathe sometimes with the masks. It has to be tough at least sometimes. I know I've played, men's league ice hockey a couple times with a mask on. It's definitely harder to breathe. It's definitely harder to keep your, keep yourself going.
Right.
It can be hard at times, but, it's part of being an athlete. You got to be prepared for anything.
Yep, exactly. And, as well as being most of the offense as far as points-wise, Potter really has had to be the energizer buddy all the time. She handles the ball. She brings the ball up the floor. So a lot of energy exposed. It would be great if you could find a way to get her off the ball sometimes, but it's not the case right now.
Durain pump fake gets into the lane. Going to bring it up for Fitzgerald. She's going to hesitate and not shoot. Campbell back and forth. Another crossover.
Nice pass.
She's liked that crossover into the pass in the corner so far. Behind the back.
Nice take by Taya.
Flipped up.
Couldn't count. Couldn't make it count, but I like the take. But now on the other end on a fast break.
Oh, good defense there by Campbell to not foul and not touch the ball. So there we go. That's the Panthers' ball. Good transition defense. And they're going to have the last shot here. 23 seconds.
Or at least the opportunity to play for the last shot if they need to. But things really, really got away from the Panthers in this third quarter. All of a sudden, it's 40-27. They need a bucket here badly.
Carter's not going to give it to him in 10 seconds. And
another chance. Oh.
Nope.
Almost.
Last shot in for the Tanners. No good. So 3 points scored by Beverly in that one. I'm no expert, but I don't think that's very good.
No. That really was just kind of a disastrous quarter there for the Panthers. And we talked about they did a better job of communication and all that kind of stuff in the second quarter. But, I mean, a lot of it was the Tanners just kind of going cold.
Yeah.
And having a few miscues here and there. And they definitely weren't cold there in that third quarter. They didn't really change anything that they were doing either, but they just started hitting those shots. And they were getting the ball in the post whenever they wanted in that third quarter.
Yeah, exactly. Going into this fourth quarter, you have now this big lead you got this big lead for the Tanners there, JJ. And like Dom said, they really didn't do anything different at Beverly. You just gotta. Is it more of a defensive issue here? Is it more of an offensive issue here? What would you say needs to be the most improvement in this fourth quarter?
I'm saying I gotta say it for Beverly. It's definitely an offensive issue. Beverly has had their shots and they've had their opportunities. And early in the game, Beverly was getting to the line, and I haven't really seen them get to the line much, especially since the start of this second half. And Beverly, if they want to come back in this game and have a chance, they need to, slow it down on the offensive end. They're taking quick shots just a couple seconds into the shot clock once they get across half court. And it's so much different than earlier in the game where they were making 3, 4, 5 passes before you got it to the shooter. So, The Tanners are playing really, really good man-to-man defense most of the time. So if Beverly wants to open up some shooting opportunities, they need to spread the ball around or nothing's going to happen.
Exactly. Only 2 fouls for the Tanners in that one as opposed to 7 or 8 when they got into the bonus. Both teams got into the bonus. So it's the final quarter coming right up. 8 minutes to see if Beverly can make this comeback down by 13. There was a tie at halftime. Other than that Spritzler 3-point ball, not much for Beverly.
Yeah, that was it, and they shut down Potter completely. And I think, she's back in the game now because she needs to be, but I think she was getting tired. I think her legs were starting to go a little bit. So that certainly did not help Beverly's offense.
You got Carter, Durain, Spritzler, Taya Killiam. You got Potter, and you got Campbell on the floor for Beverly. A 3-point ball, uncharacteristic for the Tanners. As that's you want them to take those shots now. If you can force them into long 3-point shots, long 2-point shots, you need that as Beverly to get you back in this game.
Killiam for 3. No.
She's tried a couple, has not landed one yet.
Yeah, no, not today. She's usually a decent shooter, but just not a good day for her right now. I'd like to see her bring up the ball sometimes too, by the way, just so we can get Potter off the ball.
Off the ball, make set some screens for her, try to get a curl in there so she can get a clean look. Another one of those close pick and rolls in that high post.
I don't know who it was. I don't think it was Sprisler maybe who got the hand in there.
I think it was Campbell. Campbell in the game right now, 21.
Yeah. You're right, that was.
And another good job by Durain getting on the floor. She wants it.
Durain's really giving 110% effort right now, and I'm sure her coach and her fellow players appreciate it. And let's see if she can, help boost some momentum here.
Yeah, she has won the ball back for her team a couple times so far. Campbell getting back in the lane again.
Ooh, I'd like to see Emma actually just take that. Oh, but Potter nails a 3 instead.
Emma has done that, crossover into the lane and then finding a three-point shooter. And Potter now up to 14 points, her first points of the second half.
Yeah, forget what I said, Emma. You did a good job. I thought she had a nice little open look right there, but, it's a great job. You did get the ball to your best shooter on a wide open.
Wise man once said 3's better than 2. Especially when you need points. That could be a difference right there.
Yep.
And now we see this lead, and depending on how this quarter goes, now we go back to the second quarter with all those missed free throws and how much those hurt both teams.
Nice job. I can't believe Taya was able to keep her feet in bounds after getting that steal.
Right there you got the starters in for, looks like, both teams. As long 2, Potter trying to heat up. That would be great for Beverly if she can. And it's going to stay on this end, however. It was good defense and good hustle by the Panthers.
I like the idea of Potter shooting again, but I honestly do think that Beverly needs to continue to spread the ball around and, try to, create shots instead of make them yourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Basically what Emma did on that last possession. But even though it went to Potter anyway, we had Emma at least penetrate the lane, get everybody to sort of collapse in, and then find Molly wide open.
I would really, like you said, I would really like to see Emma probably take over the ball handling abilities here, just because she's gotten in the lane a few times, and that can just lead to a whole bunch of stuff. Not saying Molly's bad with the ball, but you want her shooting ability most right now.
Yeah, and I just, she's had to just move and do everything right now. I think as far as, for the gas tank, I think it might be good for her.
Exactly. Good job off that screen, good defense.
Oh, nice job by Potter to get in there and get that ball.
Great
Chases it
steal
down
by Potter.
and gets it to Carter, and then she hits the ground hard.
Tough to see, especially with how well she's been playing so far.
Yeah, so right now, 10
I don't know
points.
if she just hit the ground hard or if she actually ended up getting kicked or anything while she was down there.
I think what happened is I think the head kind of came down really hard on the court. I think she might have maybe got the wind knocked out of her a little bit.
They're gonna bring in some subs. You got Fitzgerald and you got Sprisler in. And I can understand Potter coming out. Campbell coming out as well is interesting to me, at least.
Well, at the JV levels, it's a developmental sort of program, so you got
So
you got to balance the fact that you want everybody to play.
Right. The W's might not be as valuable as some playing time here and there for other players.
Exactly. For everybody on the court, it's all about winning, and I'm sure the coaches want to win too. But at the end of the game, it is sort of a feeder kind of league thing up to the varsity level. So it's a weird balance they have to come up with down here.
Well, you guys were talking about that Taya Killam again. She has done an unbelievable job off the ball today, creating, more offensive opportunities for the Panthers by getting steals and jumping and passing lanes. It's those little things that, don't necessarily show up on the stat sheet as much, but it's, it's a big part of what helps a team win.
Yep. And Molly Durain there with the foul. Actually, it's only her second of the game, but we're just way too over-aggressive there on that one.
Good passing down low. One dribble, use the shoulder. Great move by 34. She's been doing that all game.
Yeah, it's been 34's night, Cody. You can't really stop her.
Yeah, no, it didn't matter who was on her, whether it was Carter, Campbell, Durain that time.
Sprisler tripped up. Her and Carter went both after it, and going to stay a white ball. Pesnero favors Beverly here. And 35 checks in. She was a monster in that third quarter as well.
Yeah, she was.
Doing a lot of things offensively and defensively. She's been a vocal leader defensively as well. Right here you can see that she goes through the switch. And just harassing defense on that slide line out of bounds. And another jump ball that's going to go Peabody's way now.
Yep. Great job by Taya to at least, jump in and try and save that. But that's going to be Peabody ball.
That's what she's been doing all game. It's that effort on the defensive end, and then in this case, on the offensive end, trying to get the ball back near the basket.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of those hard power dribbles. Two players going after it.
I like that idea of the double team on 34 because usually when she only has one on her, she's made pretty easy work of it and gotten the buckets that she wants. So maybe crashing two people on her will do Beverly some favors.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now you're welcoming a three-point shot from the other team. You're welcoming a long two from the other team. So right now they're just trying to get it right back in down low again. They'll take it back outside.
That's a great cut to the basket by number 3, even though she couldn't make it convert.
Another long attempt by Peabody.
Panthers getting a chance to settle it down now.
Yeah, but down 12, they can't settle it down too much. You still got to be fast because they got a lot of making up to do.
Yeah, Woodbury looks like they're checking in. 3:45 roughly.
Man, Killiam.
Yeah, it was kind of an unintentional travel. She
Yeah.
kind of tripped over her own foot a little bit there.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened.
Hey, happens to the best athletes in every sport.
Mm-hmm.
And also Lorden and number 13, Katia Turner checking in, it looks like.
And Potter, as I see, is still on the bench right now, but seeing no signs that she's coming back into the game.
Yep, and they're going to roll out all bench here. So if this one holds up, 9-0, Peabody moves on to 6-5, Beverly stays. If this is going to be...
I think that was a 3-second violation.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Turner looking for Sprisler. Sprisler crossover to Woodbury. Woodbury on the ground with it. Good job not getting up, and 34 bounced it off her leg unintentionally. That probably helped her out.
Oh man, what a recovery by 34 though. After having that miscue, track the ball down and find your teammate who's posted up down there for an easy shot.
Splisher catch and shoot.
Again.
There's Woodbury, Kelly Woodbury on the ground again. She's been on the ground a couple times chasing off these loose balls. And hey, as in JV, like I said, developmental, you see that hustle. That can give you some more playing time.
Yep.
Coaches do love seeing that, just hustling after the ball at all times. Splisher takes it, powers through. That's a good layup there.
Nice move by Sprisler.
And some more transition basketball here off the make. You don't see that very often. Turner, Splisher, Splisher. It's going to be the Splisler show, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to
now
catch
with
and
Potter
shoot.
out, yeah. And Durain out right now, actually, as well.
All starters out.
Potter had a pretty extensive conversation. I was watching it with the athletic trainer. I wouldn't be surprised if that is the end of her night.
Yeah, like I said, there's no signs that she's going to come back into this game at this point. But I'm glad you saw it because I didn't get to see quite. I just kind of looked over and saw she was still on the bench, and I was like, oh, I was a little surprised. But
2 minutes remaining just about in this fourth quarter, 44-32. Peabody up. Looks like number 21, Emma Campbell's going to be checking back in pretty soon.
Man, I thought that was going to roll in, but it didn't.
Your coach yelling, stop ball on that transition.
Yeah, see, didn't even think about shooting that.
And that's smart. You
No,
know,
it is. It
don't
is.
need to do that. Just play our offense. 30 turns the corner.
Good defense on this possession by the Panthers.
Swing pass in the corner, one-on-one. Both men cut. Flipped it up, no good, but an offensive rebound. Peabody puts it right back up, and that's in number 15 on Peabody. Gets a couple points on her ledger tonight.
Yeah, Peabody starting to pour it on a little bit now here in this fourth quarter. Beverly hung with them for quite a bit, but second half has been all Tanners.
Yes.
I think one of the big reasons that Peabody has such a significant lead in the second half is those second chance opportunities they're getting off of rebounds, and they're not missing. If they miss once, they're probably not going to miss twice.
No.
They've had multiple possessions where they got 3 or 4 offensive rebounds in that same possession.
Yeah.
It's all about how you
who
finish
this is at the line right now.
So this is Spursler shooting her fouls as Beverly has 7, which gives Peabody the bonus if another foul occurs.
No on both, but Durain gets the rebound.
Durain back.
She tried to get it to Carter, but couldn't come up with a steal for the Tanners.
Durain, Carter, Spursler.
I look for Peabody trying to eat some clock now.
Yeah. Turner as well as number 21 Campbell in the game currently.
Man, you know, it's hard to eat some clock when the offense just works that perfectly.
Works that perfectly.
And another bucket for 34.
I know, she's killing them.
So this looks like it's going to be the end unless someone can pull out a 20-point shot, which I haven't seen yet. But that's going to make Peabody's undefeated season stay alive at 9-0. Not sure how many more games they have left to go, but it's probably the end of the season for them pretty soon. So they can have an entire year going undefeated.
I believe that I read somewhere, Cody, that this might have been their season finale, but I might be wrong.
Potentially, if that's the season finale, that's a great way to go out. And then you have 6-5 for Beverly, as that's going to be the final score here, barring a bucket from Beverly. Puts it up. Carter, no. Campbell fighting for it, and the clocks will hit 00. So that's it. 50-32, Peabody and Beverly. Donald, as we saw, a very close first half, and then not so much in that second half.
Yeah, no, not at all. And you could see, I mean, the Tanners, they come into this game 8-0. I mean, for a reason. They're going to be 9-0. They're well coached. They move so well on offense. They have a very defined thing of what they are. They know what they are, especially offensively. And no matter what went wrong, I mean, they went cold a little in the second quarter. They had some miscues, some turnovers. They never strayed from what they know that they are, and that is, we're bigger than most of the teams. We can hit those shots down low. We're going to move without the ball. We're going to cut, and it's going to be all about getting the ball down low to, 34 and 35 and have the others people cut. And, they just stayed true to what they are, and after they went cold, they started making the shots again in the second half.
And then, JJ, we saw a tale of two halves for Beverly. What did you like in that first half that you would want them to continue to practice on, whether they have more games going forward or just in practice? And going into next year, what would you like to see them do?
Well, two things. On the defensive end, they need to continue to communicate, because I saw in that second quarter when they were communicating, they played the best defense that they played all game. So communication. I can't say it enough. And then when we talk about the offensive end, Beverly needs to continue to do what they were doing a little bit more at the start of the second half, which was getting those drives inside and then looking for those kicks outside to open up the opportunities for shooters. If Beverly can continue to work on that going forward, it can make for much more scoring and much more opportunities to win going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to offensively, that was the other flip side. I mean, the Panthers really went ice cold in the second half offensively. As it stands right now, I got Potter, who had a great game before she was forced to leave, at 14 points. Spursler at 8. Durain had a real nice first half and then was kept completely silent in the second half, but she finishes with 5 points.
There we go. And I think that's going to do it for both of us, or all of us, excuse me. I'm Cody Shalifu in the middle. To my left here, or right, because I don't know how hands work, Don Lorzano, and then we got JJ Sylvia. Stay tuned in a couple hours, and also thank you to the Beverly technical staff, who are the real stars of this show. So we'll be back in a couple hours for Game 2 tonight. These both teams, the varsity levels going off. So have a good night, everybody. We'll see you soon.